Hello, welcome back. This is episode 13 of Lanzarote, Canary Islands gameplay on FM23. We will be transitioning this over to FM24 when the full game is released, not the beta, just to get that out. However, let's not dawdle this episode because we've got quite a lot to get through. If we transition over now to the game, you can see we are in the playoffs by 2 points. We just snuck in after a really good end to the season, this tail end of the season here. I think the last update I did was just before this Granada game, which we lost. But since then, we've only lost to Castilla, Cadiz, and Real Oviedo. We've drawn against Alcorcon and Alaves and won every other game, which has been fantastic, especially after January where we didn't pick up a single point. We've really outscored the opposition quite a lot. I think our XG is really good. Stages, league table, and XG table. We cannot view the XG table because of playoffs, I guess. However, yeah, our XG was really good. We're in quite decent form. Our squad is looking good. We have a couple of issues here and there. One of the issues being that the Canary Islands are playing France today on the same day that Lanzarote are playing Granada in the first leg of the playoffs, which means, because I didn't realise this, we have a couple of players not available for selection for Lanzarote because they're playing for the Canary Islands. Those players are Lewis Borg, Nico Pats, who probably wouldn't play anyway, Juan Alberto Fidalgo, and I think that's it. Oh, Javi Lopez as well. But I'm just going to, pardon me, I'm just going to instant result this game. And then if we go over to the Lanzarote game, the team will almost definitely line up like this. Unless we can bring in another left back. I know Jimmy can play left back. No, let's keep David out there. So it's going to be DeLuis in goal, Ndai, Cooper, Ponte, and David at the back. Madu and Bashicic in the middle. Santa Maria at left. Moreno at right. Asgard behind Akapo. We could put Lander out wide, move Santa Maria into the middle, but he's more effective the higher up the pitch you can get. And Asgard's been fantastic last few games. What's this? 7.4 average rating. Moreno 7.58. Santa Maria 7.64. Santa Maria's played a lot in this sort of middle position here. So I think that's going to be the team. So let's take this team into the game. All we're hoping for here, really, I know it's at home and we should really be going for the win. I'd just like to not lose and take a positive result into the second game. I know the second game's away, and obviously we should be doing better at home than away. And I think our form, as Moreno goes close, I think our form bears that out. But you know, even a 1-1, I'd be fairly happy with. Although that's a penalty nice and early on. I think Moreno is on penalty duties. Penalty awarded by VAR. Moreno's been terrible at penalties so far this year, but buries this one. I think he's missed 2 or 3 penalties this year. He scored 18 in the league, or 18 in total for the season. But yeah, he has missed probably 3 or 4 penalties. Not enough for me to take him off the penalties though. Going into next season, I'm away with work from today is Monday when I'm recording this. That's another penalty that Moreno's going to take. I'm away with work on Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's just watch Moreno penalty. buries it again. Yes, I'm away Tuesday to Saturday with work, so I'll probably get a lot of Football Manager played. So this will be the last episode through the summer, and we'll probably come back maybe January to do an update as Cooper scores. We're 3-0 up in 30 minutes, which would be a fantastic result to take away. We can just shut up shop, really. So I'll get a lot of playing in on the train, on the plane, so I will just get to wherever I get to, whether we're in the second division. If we stay in the second division, I might just power through the whole season to go up, because I'm fairly sure we can do it next year, even if we don't go up this year. But if we do go up, I will try and stop around January time. As Mourinho plays through Akapo, that's a great save. I'll try and stop in January time so we can sort of have that together, catch up. And I don't think it'll be going fantastically at that point, to be honest. Moreno's offside. If we do go up, the key would just be survival. No way further than that. Not even looking mid-table at that time. We'll make a couple of subs later on. Probably drop Bashicic back to centre-back or put David into the middle. Bring Jimmy on for... and Dai at right back. Probably 70th minute. After this attack. Hopeful ball across the box there. And it leads to a goal, potentially offside. Goal disallowed. Perfect. Okay. Let's make these changes now. So if I drop Bashicic back to there. I mean, Jimmy is best there. I don't really have anyone else to come in at right back. I mean, ratio is okay. I mean, really bad, especially for this level. But I think he's going to have to come on at right back. Unless I have a centre back on the bench, which I don't. Okay, this will be fine for now. We'll just, even if we concede here, finish the game up at 3-1. I'm very happy with that. Let's just solidify the middle a bit more. Drop these two back. Put Moreno behind the striker. Supporting playmaker and a centre mid attack probably works best. And a shadow striker. And I should probably take the full backs off wing back duty. They're both on fullback support, and we've conceded. Again, 3-1. That's okay. That Navarro is quite a good player. I've seen him crop up a couple of times. Maybe he scored against us earlier in the season. But I'm a little bit worried about what he can do in the second leg. As Asgard goes for a speculative shot. Let's just make a couple of subs just to really protect a couple of players. Mainly bring Coleman off of Bashicic. Full time at 3-1. So we have a really good lead over, I think, Granada. going into the second leg. Second leg, however, is away, which is quite a lot of a travel for us. France beat the Canary Islands 10-2, which is absolutely wild. Mbappe with 5 goals, and Nkunku with 2, Dembele, Diaby, and Alan Saint-Maximin. We didn't play that badly for conceding 10 goals. Ayoze Perez with 2, a minute either side of half-time. The Canary Islands are actually going quite well in the Euros qualifiers. Let's have a look here. Third, currently, 2 points off Switzerland, which is our only competition, really. France are far and away better than us. We are better than Finland, Lithuania, and San Marino. So it's between us and Switzerland for who gets this number 2 spot. Switzerland have beaten the 3 worst teams so far. We've beaten 2 of them, and annoyingly drawn with Finland. Lost to France. They've also lost to France. So we basically need to beat Switzerland home, and at worst draw with them away to be able to get through. However, now that we've got players coming back from international duty, I will pause here and we'll come back for this game where we get a couple of players back from international duty against Granada in the away playoff. So I will see you then. And we're back. Girona actually won the first leg against Real Zaragoza. So both teams are carrying a 3-1 away win, or a 3-1 home win into the away leg, which is interesting considering Girona are 5th and we were 6th. We've had a couple of issues with bids in for players that we would like to keep over the time that we've the time I was off camera. Sorry, I'm just sorting my team out. We've had a bid in for Borg, a bid for Jose David, and a bid for Ndiaye, all from top tier teams. I think Southampton for Ndiaye, Lille and Lyon for Borg, and Lyon for Jose David. So I think the reality is hitting home that if we don't go up this season, we might lose those players, and that could be the end of the chance of going up next season. Never mind this season. But I think this is the team that we're going to go out with. So Borg has come into the middle. Bashtic and Madu are still playing centre mid together. Asgard's still behind the striker. The striker is now Fidalgo. I'm tempted to bring Pat in on the left wing, but then I'd have to find a place for Santa Maria in the middle. And unfortunately, I don't think I can drop either of these to the form that they're in. Maybe Madu. Yeah, let's try that out. So if Pat comes in left wing and Santa Maria goes to left centre mid, let's see how this works out. I'd be very happy here with a game that just absolutely is killed off from the first minute, and just nothing happens. But let's see. I think if we get into the final, I think we can beat anyone on our day. I think the issue is we really struggle in away games for some reason. I think Cooper's going to have to come off early in the second half now that he's been booked. I know that Santa Maria is not playing his natural position as a defensive midfielder, but he plays really well as Segundo Volante. He has that creative freedom. Moreno with a cross into the box, but it's picked up by the goalkeeper. But again, this is the 39th minute. Very happy if we go in at 0-0 at half time. Not so happy at 1-0. But there's half time. This is the thing, though. All we have to do is not concede, but I don't want to make a defensive shift and welcome them onto us. I would rather stay as we are and have a chance of getting a goal like that, and put that difference between us back up to 2 goals. Now we don't have to worry so much when they attack. We still have to worry, but not as much as we would have if 1 goal would have equalised it. That's a great ball. Got away with that one a bit. That was a fantastic ball through to split the centre back and left back. I think we'll start making subs in about the 65th minute, probably after this corner actually, as that's another goal, Lewis Borg, and I think that should see us safely through. So, do we start thinking about resting some players? I think the 3 non-Borg defenders have to be rested. So Lopez in at left back, Jimmy at right back, and probably Ponte in at centre back. Moreno could do with coming off, so Landa will come on at right wing. And I'm okay with that for now. Again, at this point when we're 2-1 up, we don't really need to even worry about conceding. I think it's just a case of protecting the players we want to protect, like Bashicic. So let's bring Madu on there. We are out of subs now. I don't mind so much. Let's just play through to the end of this game. Terrible ball. Can we see what's happening in the other game? As Nico Pat, I think, scores. Might have been offside. Scores. Later scores. Zaragoza 0-0 with Girona, which means Girona at the minute are going through. I think they kicked off at the same time as us. As we win 6-2 on aggregate. Very happy with the team. Let's see if this tells us who we play in the next round. Yeah, we do play Girona. So it is 5th versus 6th. If we take a look at the game date, it is over 2 legs. So I will see you again on Wednesday, the 16th of June. We'll play the first leg, which is at home, which means that we are at disadvantage because we are a place below them in the league. And then we'll come back on the 20th and watch the away leg too. So I will see you then. And I'll fill you in with anything that happens in the meantime. And we are back again, this time for the final, the first leg of the final. There's been some issues in the meantime, as you can see, with both of our fullbacks, Ndai and David being unhappy. We also have, I think I saw Javi Moreno is wanted by a lot of teams in our division, which is fine if we go up. They'll lose interest, or he won't be interested in moving to them. That's fine if we go up. I'm worried about David and Ndai. Borg, he wants to go to Villa. I think I can keep hold of him, but I think one of these two might end up going. I think David's release clause is 2.5 million and Ndai's is 30 million. I don't think we'll get anywhere close for either of them, but we'll see based off this game what we can do to keep them. And as for the team for this game, I don't see an awful lot of changes that need making. There were no injuries. There is no return of Akapo. He's still away on international duty. So I think we're fairly happy to go in I just spotted that Nico Pats is on 8.06 for his recent form, which is incredible. I don't think there's any reason to change the squad outside of what we've got now. So let's take this team in. I'm not a fan of Fidalgo up front. But he scores. He scores every now and then, and the striker we have on the bench, who is Matteo Fabozzi, he just doesn't. I think the only alternative was playing Javi Moreno up front and putting Lander on the right wing, or Pat on the right wing and Lander on the left. And it just doesn't work as well. This Pull Crab is their best player by the looks of it. One thing that I didn't realise, or I missed in the last game, when Lewis Borg scored the goal that iced the game, that was actually his first goal of the season. So a very important time to score his first goal. The home game here, I would love exactly what I said in the home game in the semi-final, where if we can just keep it tight and then nick a 1-0 away win. Although that's not going to help. Okay, well, at least it was offside. Yeah, if we could just keep it tight and then just nick an away win late on in the away leg, then I'm absolutely fine with doing it in, the worst possible way, essentially. As long as we go up, I don't care how it is. Santa Maria out wide, Pat through for Fidalgo, straight against the keeper. Santa Maria has a lot of space in the middle there. Moreno with a speculative shot forces the save for a corner, which he will take. Near post for Borg, but it's headed away. It's very end-to-end game, this. We're 12 minutes in. This is already the, 6th highlight, something like that. Moreno out to Ndai. Bashicic to Ndai. Into Moreno, who buries it into the far corner. I'm not going to change anything. I think we're playing well. That goal seemed to have killed off Hirona until this corner. That would have been a great goal. But we had quite a while then without a highlight, which was really nice to see. Let's get the stats up on the right-hand side. We should be ahead according to XG, but obviously they had the goal ruled out in the second minute. Yeah, I think we're doing well. We had a team meeting before this game that really inspired the team, so hopefully that can carry them through. The striker who I was worried about has been taken off, even before the hour mark, which I'm very happy about. I think 70th minute, it's time for us to make some subs. So we can take Bashicic off for Michael Madu. I think bring Jimmy on for Telo Asgar. A lot of our defenders are tired. I think Javi Lopez, if he's on the bench, there he is, on at left back, and Ponte probably on at right back. I think I'd rather take Cooper off, but I think protecting the fullbacks for the second leg is probably the priority here. I'd also like to take Santa Maria off if possible. I don't really have anyone who can come on for him. Okay, so the ball got through then and got worried. Santa Maria. Oh, as Moreno is in again for a goal. I think that might have been offside. No, given. Pardon me. Moreno in again for his hat-trick, if it stands. Going to VAR. Disallowed. I think that might have put the tie to bed at 3-0. However, at 2-0, we're still in a very, very good position. Oh! I'm fairly sure that's not correct. I think we have to play them again. I don't think Football Manager coded up for the double, the two-legged promotions by the looks of it. So we do have to play them again. Again, I will come back at that point, so you don't miss anything. So I will see you then. And we are back. This recording has been almost an hour so far already. Obviously, it'll be less for you post-editing and everything like that because I do that now. I have also probably split these into 2 videos. One to go up Monday, one to go up Tuesday. So at this point, anybody's watching this, if you're watching this on the day it goes up, I will be away and playing whatever the next season entails, as explained in the first video. However, let's find out what next season is. I don't really want to play any different to how I've been playing. Cooper is out for this game. So I think either Ponte should come in. Probably Ponte coming in. And Reshko on the bench. Akapo is still away on internationals. So I don't think I'm going to change much, if anything, not enforced for this game. I think Xavi might have to go up front. Oh no, let's play Fabotti. Let's give Fabotti his chance. He hasn't scored this year in 11 games. He has never scored for Lanzarote, by the looks of it, except in, what is this, 1 goal in the cup a few years ago. This year he scored 8 in 5, 1 being a penalty, non-competitive. But I don't think Fidalgo has it in him. He scored 12 in, 35 so far this year. I don't think I can start Fidalgo. I think I have to do something else, and that something else is either putting Moreno up front, but he's too good out wide. Unless I could put Asgard up front, maybe. If Asgard went up front and Jimmy in behind, I think I might feel better about that. Let's give him a chance. Let's give Asgard a chance up front. So this is the team that we're going in with. The team that can take us to glory and take us to next season playing at the new camp. Playing at the Bernabeu. And having teams like that coming over to us. I don't know a lot about this team. the Girona team that were playing. I saw one of the news articles that I saw, pardon me, in the inbox was that the Canary Premier League has also ended for this season. Universidad Las Palmas have won their 5th title, I think, in a row. And I've had a little browse through their team as Ndai goes down injured in the 20th minute. Had a little look at their team. There's a couple of youngsters that I might bring in just as dart throws. I really like to play Lopez. David can switch over to the left and Lopez can come in. There's a couple of players I'd really like as dart throws. I've had an eye on a couple of players if I went up who I would want. We were in the midst of a takeover, but it looks like that's fallen through at the minute. As now Pat is also injured. So Lander can come on for him. Which means I only have one more stoppage, I think, to be able to make subs. Which is worrying. However, yeah, I've had a little look at players I could bring in, youngsters I could bring in for next season and forward. Which I have a few in mind, and a couple of players that if I go up will come in. One of them I would love to bring in. I'd like to loan Javi Lopez back, to be honest, but I would love to bring in Danny Ojeda, who is a striker, Canarian. He plays fantastically for me every single time that he plays for the Canary Islands. So because we play the same system, as Pull Crab goes through and puts it wide or deflected wide. Yeah, Ojeda plays fantastically in the system for the national team, so I'd like to see what he could do at Lanzarote. He's on the cheap side, and if we get taken over, I think will be quite affordable. If we don't go up or don't get taken over, I think we'd struggle. Pull Crab hits the post, comes back to him, but he's offside. We are getting away with it slightly here. I think Jimmy can drop back to here and Santa Maria can come off for Madu. And Madu can just sit here. Actually, Jimmy can play centre mid and Madu can fill in here. As we score. And it's disallowed. Okay. Let's not proceed with the tactical changes, but I will replay that piece of play just to see what happened. So it's Jimmy tackled. Bashicic plays it out wide to David. Great ball in for Lander. But he must have been slightly offside. So let's do what we were about to do. So Turunen drops back. Madu comes on for Santa Maria. Quite like to take Ponte off just on the off chance he gets sent off. We'll leave him out there. Those are our last subs anyway, so we'll leave him out there and see what happens. Madu can always drop back, or Bashicic can drop back if he does get sent off. As they have a long ball collected by De Luis. '72nd minute, we are 2 goals to the good. Ball through for Pull Crab. Yeah, he's got away from us a few times now, which is very worrying. I might drop the defence back slightly. Out of possession, lower defensive line, and just see if that helps us contain him a bit more, because he is making some good runs behind the defence. As we are into the 85th minute now, really just trying to hold on. Put this game away. Borg's knackered, David's knackered. 92nd minute. Turunen back. Ponte, De Luis. Just hit it anywhere. The ball's through. I'm fairly sure he's offside. Okay. And that's full time. Which means I can now tell the players that that's promotion secured. And let's get through to that news article piece. And here we are. Lanzarote are the champions of the La Liga Smart Bank playoffs, which means next season, Lanzarote, who have what's this? 7,000 seater stadium. That has no undersoil heating. A captain who is 19 years old, a vice captain who is 20 years old, and also I wish was Canary, because he'd have been capped by now. Who have no legends and no icons. A transfer budget of $9.5 million, which is way more than I expected. Going into next season. And a fullback with broken ribs. So this Lanzarote team next year will be playing the likes of Malaga, Sporting Gijón, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Villarreal. Really massive teams. I think we'll be the only the island team in there after Mallorca have dropped out the league as well. We are miles away from a lot of the other teams in the league. I think our closest game will probably be against I think Valencia or Villarreal. One of them is down in that bottom right corner of Spain. That'll be our closest game. Our finances are looking incredible over the next couple of years, so I doubt we're going to have a takeover now. Our wage budget, if we can see that, is it in transfers? Yeah, so our wage budget for the current season was 65 grand. For next season, we have an additional 28 grand. As well as this transfer budget. So, obviously, this is still, there'll be Barcelona players who are 18 years old on more than our entire wage budget per week. But for this team, can I see team history anywhere? For this team to come from 5 years ago, promoted in the first season, promoted in the second season, promoted in the third season, built on 16th in the fourth season to be promoted from 6th place in the 5th season to now playing in the top division, is fantastic. So I will see you next episode, which, if I don't get to play much away with work, will be the end of the transfer window, the start of the season, around that sort of area. If I get to play a fair bit with work, will be around the January transfer mark. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.